Hello everyone, it's Paige Spiranac and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a Shot Scope coaching series sponsored by none other than Shot Scope. I'm really excited to keep this going because you loved these videos last year and well, I need it because all help I can get because I'm playing a match against the legend, John Daly, June 5th at Geneva National, one of my favorite places. I've done some course vlogs there before, but I am so excited. And Shot Scope, we're working together to get my game back into playing shape because, well, I took a little bit of time off and the game isn't where exactly I want it to be. And so Shot Scope has come up with 5 key tips that I need to improve on to hopefully get it done against John Daly. Number 1, I need to hit it farther. John Daly is known for hitting bombs, and I think we're playing the same tees, so I need to up my driving distance. Right now I'm averaging around 264, and I need to hit it just a little bit harder and farther. And so here is what you can do at home to hit it farther, and this is what I'm going to be working on as well. The first thing is trying to increase your swing speed. Of course, you can do it in the gym by working hard, and I've definitely been doing that. But another thing is knowing when to swing it hard. Most people will take it back hard fast here, and then they have to decelerate through it. What I like to do is flip the club around, and you want to hear the whoosh after the ball. You don't want to hear the whoosh here, you want to hear it after. You want to get comfortable swinging out of your shoes. I tend to like to hit very controlled shots, but sometimes you can't do that, especially when you're playing match play against John Daly. I need to intimidate him with my massive drives, and so I want to hit it as far as I possibly can. One thing you can do is tee the ball up a little bit higher and set your weight a little farther back. You want to hit inside out sweepy draws, and so you want to set yourself behind it so you are already in the position to swing up on it. By swinging up on it, you're going to hit it farther, again, get that nice right to left shot shape. Bombs away. I mean, if I could do that over and over again in my match against John Daly, I'm feeling pretty confident, feeling pretty good. When you're trying to hit it hard, you want to swing in the right spot. So like you don't want to, like I said, so you don't swing hard here. You want to make sure you're controlled on the backswing, and then you release it and you hit it as hard as you can after. You want to think less of tension and more free flowing. I don't know why I can do that all the time. If I did, I'd probably be on tour. I think when a lot of people try to hit it really hard, they get really tense and tight, but you want to be loose and fluid when you're trying to hit as far as you possibly can. I'm just sending them right now. Those are like crushed, absolutely crushed. I think let's go on to number 2. Number 2 is having a good pre-shot routine, and I've talked about pre-shot routine all the time. You guys know that. So I want to talk about something a little bit different, is the routine that you have in between shots. I think a lot of people get so in their head, and that's when they start to spiral, is when they're walking from tee to green. And so I want you guys to work on with me, because I do this all the time, is slowing down. I do this, I will run to the next shot and I speed myself up, and my routine before my pre-shot routine is so messed up. So I want to try to calm down, not get ahead of myself, disconnect for a second. I think that's really important. Golf is so incredibly difficult, and especially when you're out there for 5.5, 6 hours, hopefully not that long, but we know sometimes rounds will take that long. And especially for me during my match with John Daly, there's going to be so much chaos going on that I really need to center in and focus in on what I'm doing. And so the pre-shot routine is so important, but I feel good about that. It's the other routine that I need to work on. So it's looking at the birds, looking at the trees, looking at the grass, thinking about anything other than golf, because when you just focus and fixate on golf for that long of a time, you're going to drive yourself insane. And so it's disconnecting, taking some breaths, making sure you eat. Very important, eat and drink throughout the round. I always try to take a little bit of food every 3 holes, a sip of water, Gatorade, whatever it may be, every single hole, something just to keep you hydrated and your energy up. Walking from one shot to the next shot, relaxing, walking slow. I will run to my next shot, especially if I hit a bad shot. I just want to get up there and fix it. You can't do that. So again, it's focusing in, making sure you're okay, and just relaxing. Let's go to 3. Next up is working 5 feet and in. Tour players, they make 96% of their putts from 5 feet and in. Not bad, but only 91%. I want to up that because you know Big John Daly is making a lot more than I am. And these are those testers, especially in match play, when you want to make someone a little bit nervous, you don't have them putt them for a couple holes. Then you give them a tester like this. And so I want to feel as comfortable and confident as possible when I'm hitting my 5-footers and in. One thing that I used to do is I would just sit here and putt, grab next ball, putt, grab next ball, putt, to the point where I would leave footprints in the ground. And I thought that was the best way to practice, and it's not, because when you are under pressure and in a tournament, you can't just stand here and then hit another one right away. You got to go through your routine. This goes back to actually point number 2 is going through a pre-shot routine and practicing like you're playing. And so for me, it's going to take longer. And so what I like to do is best out of 10. And I try to make all 10 of them before I can leave. But I got to go through my pre-shot routine on every single one of them and to apply the pressure and make it feel like it's a real tournament. And so I'll line them up. Okay, 1 out of 1. Then you reset again and you go back into your routine. Okay, 2 out of 2. So I'm going to do this 10 times in a row and see what my percentage is. Of course, I want to try to improve because under pressure, obviously, there's different variables and factors involved. And so the goal is to make 100% of my 5-footers. I've learned that you have to practice with a purpose, and practicing with a purpose is doing drills like this. It's not standing there and hitting 100 putts. It's doing 10 and putting all of your focus and energy into it. And with people with normal jobs, you don't have the time to be able to spend hours and hours and hours trying to improve, and you don't have to. You can do this drill, which could take a while if you have it set to 10 out of 10, but you can start slow and work your way up. But this shouldn't take you that long, and putting all of your focus and energy into doing this is so much more beneficial than just banging balls and trying to hit as many as you can with no thought process that goes into it. So going through your routine and mimicking what it's going to be like when you play real golf, it's going to be easier for you to translate your game on the range and during practice over into under pressure play, either a member guest, whatever it may be, or just a money game with your buddies. Doing this is going to help you shoot lower scores and also prepare you for those pressure-packed situations. Number 4 is working on those lofted chip shots. They can be a quite challenging shot, especially when you're just off the green with a tight lie. But going back to what I was saying about practicing with a purpose, I like to do this drill where I have 2 golf balls, and I don't fluff up my lies, because I used to do this all the time, where I would practice and I would give myself perfect lies all the time, and you can't do that. You're not going to get a perfect lie. And so I'll just come here and I'll throw the golf balls down, and wherever they lie, that's where I have to play it. I'll try to pick different shots every single time, and I will go through my pre-shot routine. Something that's really interesting about the shot scope data was that the tour players, their average is 7.8 feet. I thought it would be like 2, honestly. And I have a good short game, mostly because I just am not great off the tee and with my irons, and so I have to survive on my short game. And so I think that, you know, my average is better because I have to have such a great short game. But it just shows you as well that even the best players in the world are not hitting it within tap-ins all the time. So that goes back to the 5-footers, being able to hit those, because that was way higher than I thought it was going to be, and this was way lower than I thought it was going to be. So it's also managing your expectations, knowing that when you have a difficult chip shot, don't be mad at yourself if you hit 7 feet. Like, you're a tour player, you know? And that's awesome. That's great. So also setting your expectations. And I think once you do that, you're not going to be as hard on yourself, and you're not going to have as much pressure to always hit the most perfect shot. With these shots, I try to feel as if I'm clipping it and using the bounce and just skimming across the grass. I'll open the club face, I'll have a narrow stance, weight is forward, and I just let the club head do the work. Again, it's going through your routine and doing what you need to do to hit these shots under pressure. So I'll come over here and hit a bit of a harder shot, throw them down, because again, you never know what lies you're going to get. I mean, a perfect lie. Amazing, love that for myself. This is a short-sided shot. This is a difficult shot to have because you don't have much green to work with. And even though it is sitting up on the grass, it's almost harder because you have a tendency to hit right underneath it, and it just kind of like plops up, like fluffs up and just falls, and you can't get much momentum going forward on it. So you want to feel as if you're picking it and you're not digging down into it. So a tip that you can do when it's sitting up like this in rough is almost pick your club up just a little bit above it, so you're not pushing down into it, because that's going to force you almost to hit down underneath it, and that's when you hit it high in the club face. It doesn't go anywhere. Next, we're just going to hit this shot. We're going to do the technique that I've talked about all the time. We're going to set our weight forward, club is open, and you just let the hands fall from the top and let the club head do the work. Very little energy goes into this, and you don't have to hit it that hard or try that hard to hit a good shot here. Again, this is a really scary shot, but once you master that technique, it is so simple and so easy. And I've always felt that I've had a world-class short game because I've had to rely on shots like this, because I always would leave myself in the worst possible locations possible. So again, set your weight forward, hands, throw it. And even that shot I didn't execute perfectly, but I'm still inside the 7 feet. I feel really good with those shots. So it comes down to practice and practicing with a purpose. Having 2 balls, going to different locations, going through your pre-shot routine, and just grind it out, because that's how you're going to get touch and feel, is just by repetition. Number 5 is believing I'm a winner. So not having any negative self-talk and getting down on myself. This is something I have always struggled with throughout my entire playing career, and I'm trying to work on it this go around, and trying to have positive self-talk and believing in myself, and knowing that even though I'm playing against an absolute legend, to not get in my head about it. And also just having an underdog mentality and knowing, yeah, like, I am a good player, but I'm competing against John Daly, and let's go in with a really great attitude and focus in on every single shot. And also, you have nothing to lose. Like, he is a legend in the game, and it's supposed to be fun and entertaining, and just knowing that and enjoying golf, because it is a game and we should always focus on the positives. So I'm really excited for this and for this new outlook that I have on the game and enjoying it. And even when it comes to practicing moving forward, I'm looking forward to it. And I haven't had this joy for playing in a very, very long time, and I lost that when I was playing competitively. So it's been fun to work with ShotScope and have them help me analyze the data, and hopefully this will help you guys improve, because we all have our own goals. This is a goal of mine, but yours could be to break 100 or 90 or 80 or 70, and all of the same rules apply. And so I feel like we're doing this together, and we're going to be working towards the best golf of our life this summer. And I love this community that we've built, and we're able to share our data and talk about it, and the practice drills that I'm going to be doing, that I'll be able to share with you as well. So comment down below on a goal that you want to achieve in your golf game this summer, and subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I will see you guys next Thursday. And one more thing, just want to add this in, if you guys want to get a shot scope so you can follow along with me, I will link that down below, and we can be part of the shot scope gang community. I'll work on that for next time. I'll come up with a cool name. Okay, bye.